Hi everyone, today we'll be unboxing the brand new Steam Deck OLED that caught everyone by surprise. We're going to go through the packaging and get it set up for the very first time. We'll be taking a close look into the new features of the OLED and why this may be the best version of the Steam Deck to purchase. And if you haven't done so, please consider subscribing to the channel and liking this video if you find it helpful. Now the Steam Deck OLED comes packaged in a cardboard box that looks plain on the outside, but when you open it up, you do get these cool sayings in multiple language on the inside. These are small things that I think make Valve a company that really connects with the consumer, especially all over the world. Now the contents of the packaging are pretty straightforward for the Steam Deck OLED. With the 512GB version that I have, you get a carrying case that is enclosed in plastic. It does come with this cool holographic look, but it is nice of Valve to include a carrying case and not having to purchase it separately. Now, other than the Steam Deck OLED and the carrying case, you do get an accessory box, and the accessory box contents are pretty straightforward. You get a 45-watt USB-C charger, which is standard across all versions of the Steam Deck, whether you get the 512GB or the 1TB version. So I picked up my Steam Deck in the 512GB version. It has a NVMe SSD drive, a 1280x800 HDR OLED display with a 7.4-inch screen. It has a new 6nm APU, which is smaller than the 7nm in the previous version, and it has a 50 watt-hour battery, which is 10 watt-hours more than the previous version. Now let's get into opening up the Steam Deck. Now it's easy to rip off the plastic, and the paper packaging is also easily rippable. And once you get to the case, you can see that it's a very high quality hard shell case. Now you will need some scissors to take off the security measure that clips the two zippers together, but after that, it's straight into the Steam Deck. Now, apart from the screen, the Steam Deck OLED is actually identical to the original Steam Deck in terms of its button layout. You get two trackpads, two analog sticks, a D-pad, as well as the A, B, X, Y buttons. And on the top, you get the volume buttons, as well as the fan output. And the one key indicator to distinguish the OLED version is the red power button. You still get a micro SD card slot on the bottom, and you do get programmable rear triggers as well. And also, for those who are not familiar with the Steam Deck in general, this is a size comparison with the Nintendo Switch Lite, and as you can see, the Steam Deck is pretty massive. So if you're concerned about the size and you want something that's portable, and you were thinking about getting something the size of a phone, this is probably not the device for you. Now, powering on the Steam Deck for the very first time, thankfully it does come with a half charger battery, so you do not have to charge it upon opening for the very first time. And as soon as you power it on, you do get the Steam Deck logo, and it will take a little bit of time to get you to the initial setup phase. Now, once everything loads, you will be greeted with a welcome page. Simply select your language. You'll be prompted to put in your network details so you connect to the internet, and then after that, the setup will initialize. And lastly, after the setup is done, the Steam Deck will update to the newest firmware edition. Once everything is done updating, you can finally log into your Steam profile. Now, for those who may not be aware, the Steam Deck implies that you do need a Steam account to play games on this device. So if you haven't done so, you can create one on the Steam Deck. Now, once you do get into the main page, it will prompt you and show you how to navigate between your profile. And it's pretty cool. It looks almost identical to what you would see on the desktop. You can go through your library and see all the games that you have available to download onto the Steam Deck. Now, I have to say my first impressions of the Steam Deck are very positive. I do love the fact that there is a Steam button on the deck itself. It's a shortcut key that launches the application, as well as gives you options of going to the settings. And the very first thing I like doing is always adjusting the settings to my liking. That's the screen brightness and other options like the keyboard and touchpad. Now, another cool feature on the Steam Deck is the quick settings button that's on the right side under the right touchpad. You can change settings like total draw power, frame limiting, as well as graphical overlays to get you frame rates while playing games. And most importantly, you can adjust the screen brightness on the fly. Now, I do love the library layout on the Steam library in the Steam Deck. The first tab gives you an idea of what games are optimized to be played on the Steam Deck, and then secondary tab gives you the entire library that you own in your Steam collection. Now, while not all games are green check marks, most games will work on the Steam Deck without any issue. Now, for my very first test, I downloaded Metal Gear Solid: The Phantom Pain. Now, this game is one of my all-time favorites. I played it on multiple systems, and I wanted to see how it would run on the Steam Deck. And initially when you launch the game, it will tell you what the compatibility is on the Steam Deck, and for the most part, it is expected to run flawlessly. Now before we get into the gameplay, I do want to caveat by saying that I am recording this on a camera, so if you're seeing any screen tearing or aliasing, it's because of my camera capture. On the actual Steam Deck and in real life, there is no screen tearing and the screen looks absolutely crisp, but there's really no way for me to broadcast it by showing it on a camera. Now I will say that the settings I'm playing with are on high and medium and at the maximum resolution of 1200 by 800, and I have the frame rate set at 50 FPS as the top end limiter. The reason why I did this is because I want to save battery, but you can extend this all the way up to 90 because you do get 90 Hertz of refresh rate. The gameplay is super smooth, and even with the game overlay, as you can see, I get consistent 50 FPS, and if I were to raise this, I'd probably get 60 or even 90. Gameplay is very, very smooth, and my first impressions of the Steam Deck are super, super positive. Now, I can't wait to play more demanding games. I will be doing a full in-depth test. We'll be looking at games like Red Dead Redemption and Cyberpunk, and we'll see how these games really work on the Steam Deck. Now, overall, I love this thing. I find it better than the Asus ROG Ally just in terms of ergonomics, but the screen is the shining light here. So if you guys like this video, hit the like button, and if you guys want to stick around, don't forget to subscribe to my channel because the full video review for the Steam Deck will be coming. Once again, this was my first impressions, very brief but very positive. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Peace.